Hi everybody, welcome back. I'm Simon Cohen from the Aardvark Israel programs. I'm going to present our second program to you called Masa Year of Service. I will add that for any of the programs I'm talking about, if you want more information, please click on the link that I posted in the chat and we will follow up with you. We'll send you information and we'll invite you to virtual presentations that we're doing on Tuesday for each of the programs that we are offering. So I'm just sharing my screen. So the Masa Year of Service program is part of the Aardvark Israel programs and is run in conjunction with Masa and with the Israel Volunteer Association. Israel Volunteer Association is the largest supplier of volunteers for people who finish high school and want to volunteer before they go into the army or instead of the army, which is called Shirut Lumi or Shnat Shirut, whichever one you want to call it. And we're offering this program for Chunikim, for diaspora Jews. So it's for people looking for meaningful volunteering opportunities whilst in Israel. They want to help out Israeli society. They want to explore their passion for good. And they really want to make a difference in their gap year. You know, they want their gap year to be about giving and helping other people, still building up their resume, still having an amazing life experience and Israel experience, but nevertheless that the majority of their time is set aside for volunteering and helping others. So in Israel, there's a concept of Shirut Lumi or Shnat Shirut, a year of national service, where people, after they finish high school, either instead of or before the army, will do a year volunteering in areas of society and the most vulnerable areas of Israeli society to help and to make a difference and to volunteer. And so this program is for diaspora Jews who want to do exactly the same thing, working alongside other Israelis, be immersed in Israeli society and really helping out. As with all our Aardvark Israel programs, the underlying everything we do is this idea of immersion into Israeli society and connecting with young Jewish students from all over the world. This program is a little bit attached to the Aardvark Israel program. There is some interaction. It is mostly separate, but nevertheless, there are young Jewish students coming from all over the world on all of our programs, including this one. And we're very much focused on personal and professional development. Most of you are here in my last presentation, which is why you've already heard that. And again, we have a very strong staff to student ratio. So it's a very supportive program and a very supportive environment for you to be able to fulfill your potential whilst on a gap year program. Now we're offering this program again, either as a semester or which is 5 months, or a 7-month program, or a full year program all the way through to December as well. We're offering it specifically for Australia and South Africans from the Southern Hemisphere. We're also offering it to the Northern Hemisphere, to Europe, England, which is no longer part of Europe apparently, and also to America as well. So you can do it for one semester. I'll go back one slide. You can do it for one semester, January to basically the end of May. In June to August, you can work in American Jewish summer camp and have a little break from the volunteering, and then you can come back to Israel and carry on with your volunteering. Now, this program is based solely in Tel Aviv, which is an amazing place to live. You are smack bang in the middle of the city. And Tel Aviv is the city that never sleeps. I don't need to sing its virtues to anybody here. You all know Tel Aviv is amazing. So you get to live in Tel Aviv potentially for the entire year of the program, and you're living in apartments in the middle of downtown Tel Aviv. Again, you're learning life skills, how to cook for yourself, clean for yourself, do your own laundry, learning how to budget, doing your own grocery shopping, and all of these kind of things. And again, the apartments are fully furnished, fully equipped, everything you could possibly need. On this program, as opposed to the other two I'm talking about, you actually get a living stipend. So you get money for your food, for your grocery shopping, for your laundry, and all sorts of things like that. And that's included in the cost of the program itself. Now, the main focus here is on volunteering. It's on making a difference. And you can volunteer in places where the Israeli government recognize as volunteering placements for Shnat Shirut or Shirut Lumi. Now, it's a significant commitment you're doing here. It's for 8 hours a day, 4 days a week. So you've got to really be passionate about volunteering and wanting to help out in Israel and help out in Israeli society. We're mainly focused in schools, kindergartens, hospitals, and NGOs and things like that. The majority of our people are in schools, kindergartens, and hospitals, though. And you're going to get on-the-job training there. We're not just going to throw you in the deep end and you're just don't know what to do with yourself. You get on-the-job training in each of the placements you get, so you get a lot of responsibility. You're there for a significant amount of time, and so you get a lot of responsibility and you do amazing things on our program. Also, the beautiful thing about the program is they'll find out what you're interested in, and then they'll try and match you up or pair you up with a job that you're excited about. So for example, in the hospital this past year, we had people working in the physiotherapy department, in the ER. We had people doing in the children's department. We had people doing art therapy. We had people doing drama therapy. We had people doing medical research in the labs, in the laboratories downstairs. So it's really an opportunity for you, lots of different things. Obviously, when you're working in schools and or kindergartens, one of the strongest advantages you bring to the job is English, and English is something that's really useful and something you can really teach and make a difference to all these kids' lives. However, you could be really passionate about maths or art or sport, and these are also things that you can contribute to the school, to the kindergarten. So there's lots of different opportunities for you to do lots of different things, and because you're doing it for a significant period of time, it's really great in terms of your resume, your CV, getting professional work experience. If you're thinking about being a doctor and you're working for an entire year in a hospital, almost full time, except for a 2-month break in the middle, that is going to be phenomenal in your resume. When you walk into interviews at the end of your degree, and you've got the same, degree as everybody else, but you've got this year of working in a hospital, that's going to be something that's really memorable. We're based specifically in Ichilov Hospital. We have an office in there with the Israel Volunteer Association, Agudalit Nadvut, and they make sure everybody is fulfilling their potential, having a great time, doing something meaningful. So it's a really great opportunity to do something different and make a difference in your life. Plus, you're working alongside Israelis all day, every day. It's going to be phenomenal for your Hebrew. No matter what level you come in at, you're going to come out pretty fluent on the program. You're going to make Israeli friends. And for us, it's not just about the experience you're having in the hospitals and whether it's meaningful or not. It is about that. But it's also about the relationships you make, the friendships you build with the other Israelis you're working with. So you're going to get invited out for Shabbat dinner. You're going to get invited out for drinks after work or to go out for lunch together and all these kind of things. And that for us is a sign of a really significant placement. On the program, you also get Ulpan and tours and workshops and educational seminars and all sorts of things like that as well. The Ulpan is done in conjunction with the Aardvark Israel program, so there's a lot of different levels whilst on the program. And the trip days sometimes are done with Aardvark Israel, but mostly it's done separately and on its own. I would also say that the trips aren't every single week on this program. They're once every 2 or 3 weeks, and the other weeks in between, there's different seminars and educational seminars and workshops and all sorts of things like that going on as well. The evenings, there's a couple of evening activities going on. Some of them are educational, some are more fun, social, group bonding, all sorts of things like that as well. And you could see here in the sample weekly schedule, the vast majority of the days on Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday is set aside for this volunteering experience you're going to have in hospitals, schools, kindergartens, NGOs, etc., etc. So it's a significant part. You're much more immersed in Israeli society as a result of this program. But you also have a little bit more independence and freedom, because when you finish volunteering for a couple of the days, that's really it for the rest of the day. And so for people, it's for people who've done this before, they've said they feel like they have a lot more independence whilst on this program than most other programs they know of. Weekends are predominantly free on the program, but we do have a couple of Shabbatonim, and you do also interact with that Mechina, with the Mechina that I mentioned in the last presentation for those who were there with us for that. This is a much cheaper program than the majority of other gap year programs, including our Israel programs. The cost for a short program is $8,000 just under $8,000 and $13.5 for the year, and $14.5 if you include the camp part as well. You can still apply for Masa, both the automatic grant, the needs-based scholarship, and Israel Go. You do not need to have Hebrew, but it is a bonus if you already have it. What you do need to be is a self-sufficient and motivated person who very much wants to volunteer whilst on this program. Again, during June to August, we send you to work in an American Jewish summer camp. We're paired up with NJY Camps, the largest Jewish summer camp in America. They've got over 5,000 campers and over 1,000 staff members spread over 7 different camps in America, all in the same area. You can work with younger kids, older kids, kids with special needs. There's 2 religious camps as well. And on the way there, we do a tour of Washington, D.C. and a tour of New York City as well. And it's a great opportunity to hang out with the friends you just made on our program from the tri-state area. If you're interested, we're going to have a presentation about this on Tuesday at 9 p.m. Melbourne time. Please, I posted a link in the chat. Please leave your information there, and I will follow up and send you a flyer and a link to this presentation, to this presentation we're doing on Tuesday. We'll also be doing it a lot slower and allowing opportunities for a lot more questions and answers as opposed to the very quick 10 to 15 minutes I get now. But that's pretty much everything we offer. Again, please leave your contact details by clicking on the link in the chat. And we have a couple of minutes for questions before I present my next program, if anybody has any questions. Yeah, let's have a look. Do the costs include the airfare to the US camps? Thank you, Karen, for your question. Yes, they do include the cost of flights to and from America, from Israel. Yes. Any other questions I can help anybody with? I'll take that as a sign of I was very thorough in the presentation.
It really is. I can say that.
But again, if you want more information, if you want me to invite you to a presentation that's coming up on Tuesday, please feel free to click on the link that is posted in the chat. Excuse my phone. The link is posted in the chat, and we'll be in touch with you shortly. Okay, if no one has any other questions, then we'll. I think the next presentation is in like 10 minutes time. So I'll stay here for a few minutes in case anyone has any questions. Then we'll take a quick break in case anyone needs the bathroom or get a drink or something. And then we'll come back and we'll talk about the Aardvark Israel program at 7:50 your time. But I'm here for the next few minutes with my camera open and my volume open so I can talk to you if you want.
Hey, Simon, it's Mimi. Can you see
Thank
me?
you. Oh, hi, Mimi. How are you?
How you doing?
Good. And you? I think everyone can hear us right now, by the way.
I know. It's just to make them, more interesting. That's all.
Well, it's nice to see you. I haven't seen you for ages.
A long time.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. We'll be back. We're coming after you after Advent. I just
Excellent.
popped in to see if everything's working. That's all.
It's working fine.
You're free. You have a great week.
And to you, Shavuot Tov. Like, how was the question?
Yes.
Can you tell us about the camps? Yes. So I'm not sure exactly what information you're looking for, but I'll do my best to explain. And if you want more information or need more clarification in the next few minutes, that's fine. We work with NJY Camps, which I said in the presentation. It's New Jersey Jcc Camps. They have 7 different camps in the Poconos. They're all spread around the same 2 or 3 lakes. And when you go there, you're working, you're earning some money. And there's lots of different jobs you can choose from. You can be a madrich or a madricha, like a counselor that works with a specific group of people and you're with them the whole time. It's called an in-bunk counselor. And you're with them the whole time. You go through all the different activities with that group. Alternatively, you can be what they call a specialist, where if you're really passionate about football, soccer for you guys, or you want to do music or dance or, rock climbing or, swimming or whatever it is. So you can be a specialist where you are focused on one specific specialty area, and people rotate through your state. Different campers rotate through your station, and you see everybody on the camp because they come to your station and do your activity. During the camp, you get 1 day off per week, where you can usually see other members of the people from our program, or just hang out with friends you've made on the camp itself. In between the two, each session of camp is 3 weeks long, and in between the 2 sessions, there's a 3-day break, which is called intersession. You'll get a little bit of free time then as well. On the way there to the camps, we fly you all together. We do 2 extra weeks in Israel where we kind of rebond you as a group because it's a mixture of all different communities on our program. And then we bond you together. You do some extra activities here in Israel. You do some preparation stuff here in Israel. We do some group bonding in Israel. You get a bit of free time in Israel after the program. And then we fly you together to New York City. We do a 3-day tour of New York City, seeing all the major sites in New York City. Then we go to Washington, D.C. and do the same kind of thing there. And then we bring you back to go off to work at the camp itself. There's a week-long staff training seminar, and then you go and work at the camps. So I hope that was enough information and the kind of information you were looking for. If not, please write again because we still have a couple of minutes. Otherwise, I'm happy to answer any other questions that anyone might have.